Today I'm going to be reacting to some of the parkour videos that I've released online over the last 10 years. It's going to be quite embarrassing. There's a lot of cringe in here, but there's also some stuff that I'm really proud of. So we're just going to jump straight into the videos. The first one is from the first parkour team that I was invited into, Southwater Parkour, which Southwater is the town just over from Horsham. But I used to train with these guys a lot. And basically this was the first video that I was part of. We've been training for about 6 months at this point, and I would like to think that for 6 months training, we were actually quite good. I'm wearing a penguin onesie there because we had like a Halloween jam in Horsham for some reason. I think we can make it up to London for the Dagatween one. So we had the Halloween jam, so I wore a penguin onesie. Here as well, I remember the first day that I did the dash vault at the Subway block, and me and that block at Subway, we have a little bit of a history together. I used to absolutely rinse that block, and I've done so many different things on it that I'm really proud of. It's definitely a staple in my training, but doing the dash like 6 months into training for me was like a huge achievement. Yeah, in this video I'm wearing these like horrible grey trousers, and a little sort of fun story for you is I didn't actually own a pair of joggers for like the first year I was training. I was just using pajama trousers like all the time. So yeah, those trousers definitely weren't very giving. There's a video of us getting told off and I've got my horrible bowl cut. But yeah, this video, it was just the first one, and it like, for 6 months in, we were all quite sick. Obviously the video is very rough around the edges. We were like 13 when we made it. Yeah, I'm just quite proud of like the dash vault in this video, to be honest. I think that for me is like a huge personal achievement. So we're gonna go forward a year later to my 2013 showreel. And now I went through a stage of making showreels every year. And I don't know why, because the showreel is like something you do where you like promote your work and your jobs, and obviously being 13 or 14 years old, I didn't have that. My 2013 showreel was kind of like the first big video that I'd worked on by myself, where I'd proper put time and thought into the editing. I took a lot of inspiration from this showreel and the next showreel, the 2014 one, from Kai Willis and his Storm Freerun showreels. But yeah, the 2013 one, it isn't amazing. It banged views. It got like 1,000 views in a day, which for me, like at the time being like 14, 15 years old, I was really stoked about. But yeah, like the dive Kong on the Subway block again, is that history with the block coming out. This is at a time as well where I didn't really stick anything. I was just all power and no control. That definitely affected my training until like 2017 or something like that. I really struggled like sticking things. But yeah, the 2013 showreel, like it's okay. It's really rough around the edges. There's a lot of like crappy slow-mo in places where there shouldn't be. But I'm not like, do I like it? I mean, I do. I think I like it. There's some cool stuff in there for sure. Okay, so I guess from there we'll move on to the 2014 showreel. Now this video, I still regard as one of the best videos that I've ever made. I spent hours on the editing, I fully color graded it. My friend did the thumbnail for me. Like, it's just, I always regard 2014 as my best year in parkour, not just for training purposes, but for the people that I met and all the things I achieved that year through the sport was amazing. And this showreel definitely highlights that. There's a couple of things in here that I've done before that I did in this video, and I just probably wouldn't go back and do again. One of my favorites being the cat leap at RSA. Yeah, that cat leap at RSA was, only a handful of people have done it, and I did it at 15. And I was just fully stoked on it. Like, running cat leap at RSA, yeah, that for me, it was a huge achievement. Yeah, this video like had like the letterbox on it and stuff. Like I'd gone through the color grading process. I was quite happy with how the video turned out. There's some clips in there like that dive rail down the stairs that I'm not happy with, but again, running proof from the back of rocks, the running cat over the stairs at RSA on the ankle breaker wall. Like, there's so much pride in this video that I hold it so highly that I haven't been able to like make a video that's topped it since. Like, I was side flipping roof gaps and stuff like that. So yeah, 2014 video, I'll link it down below. It is probably one of the favorite videos I've ever released to date. So I guess moving on from that, we'll go to another parkour team that I was part of called Eros, which I've got tattooed on my wrist there. So Eros was a group of guys from Red Hill. And for those of you who watch Proven, Blake and Joe, they were also part of Eros as well. We were actually like released like consistently, and the releases were bangers as well. I've got loads of favorites on the Eros channel that I really like. I think we're going to watch the trick or treat video first. It was kind of the last video we all made together. It was a trick and treat video. We made it for Halloween. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it finished in time, so it actually came out on November 1st. The guys came to Horsham for a day and we just put on some crappy Halloween masks and we decided to train. Joe was the mastermind behind the cinematography of this, and I think he did a banging job. Just the colour grading and the fisheye. Wearing masks whilst doing parkour is one of the scariest things I think I've ever done. The mask I was wearing was just like some crappy rubber from Poundland. It would fall over my eyes every time I'd take a run up. So for the run up at North Point, I was running blind like the whole time, and I basically just had to trust my instinct that I was going to make it to the wall, which is a really dangerous way to train, and I don't condone it in any way. It was a really fun video, like side flip to dash, like the last sort of like group Eros video that we all put out together, and I do miss those guys so much because they had such like a statement on my training, and it wasn't just the training, like we all pushed each other and we all had just like a really good time chilling with each other. Like some of the best parties and stuff I've been to have been with those guys just after a day of training, so I do miss them. But yeah, Eros Trick or Treat, probably one of my favourite videos, like creatively, that I've just been part of, and I'd really like to get together with Blake and Joe again sometime to make another edit like that. So from there, we're going to watch one more Eros video because I'm kind of in that sort of nostalgic phase now. I'll go over a bit of an earlier one. I reckon, yeah, Piff Trip. So Piff Trip again was another creative masterpiece. I think Joe and Charlie were on the edit for this one. Yeah, fisheye, a lot of overlay and stuff. Again, it was just a bit of like, it's only a few minutes long, but it was just a bit of like a creative throwaway, I think. Some like close angles. But again, it's a staple of part of my training with these guys, to be honest. Like we all just got together on a weekend and decided to shoot a video, and this is what we came up with. And Philip Payne is without a doubt one of the funniest individuals I've ever met. The man chats so much, but not in a bad way. Like he just comes out with random crap, and I know like the password on his phone used to be like Beethoven or something like that, so it's definitely a special one. Piff Trip was good, but I really enjoyed, we had a spot called Butcher's in Horsham, and it's still there, but it's overgrown at the moment. But I tried doing my first front flip flat on concrete there, and as I took off I slipped on a chip because it's right outside of a chip shop, and as I like rotated halfway round, I basically just was going to go straight onto my head, and I managed to dive roll into a sort of safety position. That day something just clicked in all of us, and we were all just able to just chuck loads of random stuff. Yeah, and like I said, I do miss training with him. So we'll look at one last video, we'll look at one more, we'll throw it back to second team that I was part of. So yeah, Parkour Tours, again, it's a bit controversial because Daniel Willabaka had a channel called Parkour Tour. I joined this team shortly after a couple of the Southwater videos dropped. The Easter edit that we made for Parkour Tours a couple of months after, like to me really stood out. I think that video came out and I was sat there and I thought, this is brilliant. And that's a bit sort of arrogant, I guess, to say because it's coming from the team that I was part of. But yeah, I watched that video because I didn't have any control of the edit or anything like that. I just showed up and trained and got some clips. Hanging over Easter, apart from the really bad dubstep intro, and again I can't show the video with the music unfortunately because it's copyrighted, Imagine Dragons. Yeah, it's just like, again, in terms of like actual like filming standards, it's not amazing because there's a lot of like shaky camera and there's a vignette around the edge and stuff. The video itself, like we threw down for this video, like over that 2 weeks of the Easter holidays, we threw down a lot of practice and training really, and there's a few things in here that I really enjoyed doing. There's got like that stick on the candy box pre-down, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, again, it's just, we were just a group of guys that just got together and just enjoyed training and decided to make a video from it. And again, you know, some of the shots like the overlook through the legs and do the cat leap through the person's legs, like stuff like that is cringy, but I don't know, there's something nice about just rewatching all of this old content and just enjoying it, to be honest. Yeah, like pausey fronts and stuff. Yeah, it was good, and I do miss training with Joe, Dan and Tommy, to be honest. Still bump into them all occasionally, but nowhere near as close as we used to be. These were some fun times with these guys. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, dead front flip. It was like proper, like all haggard limbs. But we're going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did like it, please leave it a thumbs up and make sure you click the red subscribe button in the bottom corner just to make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss another upload. You can also pick up some clothing on our shop, contendant.shop. As well as that, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. All the links are in the description, and YouTube thinks that this video here is the one that you want to watch next, so why not give it a check.